Welcome to GA03, Part 01. In this video we will create an Access database named Assign03, and then we'll go on to import the Excel data that we created in GA02 into our database. We will import that data using the Access import wizard, and also creating a table using the Access wizard named Table Players. So the first thing to do is to open up Microsoft Access, as you learned how to do in your My IT Lab exercises. Click on Blank Database and decide where you're going to put your database. The name of your database needs to be ASSIGN03, and you can navigate to a location where you'll know how to find this database to attach it to your assignment file. Here, notice I'm putting the database into a folder named Video Demos, a subfolder of 2010 Summer. Just click OK, and notice the fully qualified path name is 2010 Summer Video Demos. Click on Create, and there's your database. That is 3 points. Notice the table was automatically created for you. Let's go ahead and get rid of that table. Access assumes that you want to do something to it, so just right click and close, and the table should go away. If it doesn't, you can right click in the task pane here and choose delete from the window there. Alright, our next step is to import the data, the Excel data, into Access. Before we do that, we need to make sure that our Excel data is in the proper format for importing. So find your GA02 Excel data file, your Excel spreadsheet. Okay, I'm using Beth Dickey's Excel spreadsheet as an example. So go to Blackboard or your local drive, find your Excel worksheet that you created for GA02, and be able to identify the original data that you started with on the spreadsheet. If you followed the GA02 video, you should have a worksheet named Original Data. If not, it's an easy enough task to go ahead and create that. So what you need to do is to right click, in this case right click on a sheet and choose Insert. We're going to insert our worksheet. Click OK and rename it to Original Data. There we go. And go back to where you can grab your data. Important thing is to have the column headings as the first row when you import that. So just carefully select that, Control C to copy, go back to Original Data, make sure you're in A1, Control V to paste. The formatting doesn't matter at all. Go ahead and format your averages, if you haven't done so, to 3 decimal places. Choose a column, right click, choose number, and 3 decimal places. There we go. Do a group of these guys. Just select 3 columns, format cells, number, 3 decimal places. Oops. There we go. Now I got 2. Format cells, number, 3 decimal. Okay, so give your data the once over, make sure that it's ready to go, and save that before you import it. Okay, now back at your database, click on External Data, and we're going to import our Excel spreadsheet. So from the Import ribbon, choose Excel, navigate to where you saved your Excel spreadsheet. Okay, mine was in Demo Excel, yours will be somewhere else. Nonetheless, when you find it, the path name will be filled into the file name text box, and make sure that you have selected the Import Source Data into a new table. This is how we will be creating TBL players with this radio button. We won't cover data sources in this lab. So don't choose link to the data source by creating a link table. If you do that, you'll have trouble sending me your database. So make sure you have the first radio button selected, import source data into a new table in the current database. And there you go. You can see the worksheets. The sample data preview gives you a good idea of what's in the worksheet. If you went to the trouble of cleaning the data into a worksheet named original data or something like that, you can see your data looks just fine. And the most important thing is that the first row contains the column headings, which you'll need in the next step. So right now we're in the Import Spreadsheet Wizard. Click on Next, and this is where our hard work pays off to make sure that we're importing clean data. First row contains column headings. You see when I unclick that, it wouldn't make sense to import this, but if I click that, the column headings are now in a gray background, and I know that Excel will use them for its field names. Click on Next. Num is actually the data type here is going to be an integer. You can go through one by one. Data type is text. Double means double precision floating point. This one can be integer. And the averages are all doubles. Click on Next. Now this one here, if you let Access add the primary key, it will create an auto-generated integer for each record. What we're going to do is we're going to choose my own primary key, and we're going to use the player number field as the primary key. So NUM is the primary key. Click Next and import this to the table named TBL, lowercase tbl, uppercase P, L-A-Y-E-R-S, table players. Click Finish. Finish importing. We don't care about saving the steps. And here's our table. Double click on it. Beautiful. Okay, and you can see that now the field names, we can identify the field names here. If we go into design view of the table, you can see that the first row was automatically our field names. And here's the data type. Remember, we changed the number to an integer. See, it was changed here. And we made sure that the percentages were double precision floating points. Just means that it can have decimal values. Okay, you can change them here if you want to. You can use some of the techniques you studied in my IT lab and modify this, but for our assignment, this is actually 13 points and will conclude GA03 Part 1.